The alien council ship hung in silence above the small human colony world. It was massive. So large that it blocked the stars behind it. Its surface was smooth and shining, like silver glass. Soft blue lights moved across its body, showing its power. Inside, hundreds of alien officers worked calmly. They had done this many times before. To them, this was just another easy victory. The planet below was young. A human colony, not fully built. A few cities, some farms, and weak defenses. The aliens had seen many species like this. Small. Divided. Easy to break. Inside the main chamber, the alien council sat in a perfect circle. Tall figures with long limbs and pale skin. Their eyes were sharp and cold. They believed they were the rulers of this part of the galaxy. One of them spoke in a calm voice. Send the message. A signal was sent to the planet below. Humans of Earth. Your expansion ends here. Send your generals. We will discuss your surrender. The message was clear. Simple. Final. The council expected fear. Panic. Maybe even begging. But minutes passed. No reply. Some of the aliens began to feel annoyed. Primitive species, one of them said. They do not understand power. Just as they were about to send a second warning, something appeared on their scanners. A ship. Small. Very small. It moved slowly toward the council vessel. The room grew quiet. That's it, one alien said, confused. That is their response. The ship looked strange. It had no clear weapons. No bright signals. No energy waves that matched known systems. It was dark, almost invisible against space. The scanners tried to read it. They failed. No clear data, an officer said. It is like the ship does not want to be seen. The council members leaned forward. This was new. Still, they were not worried. Allow it to approach, the leader said. The small human ship stopped near the massive alien vessel. It did not attack. It did not send any signals. It just waited. Then, slowly, a smaller shuttle separated from it. The shuttle moved toward the docking area. Prepare to receive them, the council ordered. Inside the docking bay, alien guards stood ready. Weapons in hand. Armor shining under bright lights. They were trained for war, but this felt like a formality. The shuttle landed with a soft sound. No noise. No smoke. No heat. The door opened. For a moment, nothing happened. Then, they stepped out. One by one. 6 humans. They walked slowly, calmly. Each one wore a simple black uniform. No marks. No rank. No signs of power. But something was wrong. The guards felt it first. A strange feeling. Heavy. Like the air had changed. One guard tightened his grip on his weapon. His hands felt cold. Another guard shifted his feet, trying to stay steady. The humans stopped a few steps away. They said nothing. They just looked at the aliens. Their faces were calm. Too calm. No fear. No anger. No emotion. Just silence. The alien commander stepped forward. Identify yourselves, he demanded. No answer. The humans did not move. The silence grew longer. Uncomfortable. The commander felt something he had not felt in a long time. Unease. He tried again, louder this time. Where are your generals? One of the humans finally spoke. His voice was low. Controlled. We are here. The commander frowned. You are not generals, he said. You have no rank. The human looked at him. We know. That was all. The words were simple. But the way he said them made the air feel even heavier. The commander felt his heart beat faster. This was wrong. Everything about this was wrong. He turned to his guards. Escort them to the council chamber. The guards moved forward. But as they got closer, something strange happened. One guard stopped. His body refused to move. He tried to step forward, but his legs felt locked. What is wrong with you? The commander snapped. I don't know, the guard said, his voice shaking. He looked at one of the humans. Their eyes met. The guard's breath stopped. For a second, the world felt quiet. Too quiet. Then the human looked away. The guard suddenly gasped and stepped back, almost falling. The other guards hesitated. None of them wanted to be the first to get close. The commander felt anger rise. This is nonsense, he said. Move. Slowly, carefully, the guards formed around the humans. But they kept their distance. No one came too close. The humans did not react. They followed without a word. As they walked through the long halls of the alien ship, more officers watched them. Whispers spread quickly. Are these the humans? They look normal. No, something is not right. Even the ship's systems seemed to struggle. Lights flickered for a second as the group passed. Sensors gave unclear readings. It was as if the ship itself did not understand what it was seeing. Inside the council chamber, the leaders waited. They expected proud generals. Loud voices. Strong demands. Instead, the 6 humans entered in silence. They stopped in the center of the room. All eyes were on them. The leader of the council leaned forward. His voice was calm, but there was a hint of tension now. You were asked to send your generals, he said. The same human stepped forward. He spoke again. We know. A pause. Then he added. Earth did not send generals. The council members exchanged looks. Something cold moved through the room. The human finished his sentence. They sent us. Silence. Deep. Heavy. Unnatural silence. One of the alien leaders whispered under his breath. These are not soldiers. No one answered him. But deep inside, they all knew the truth. Something far worse had just arrived. The council chamber felt different now. Before, it was a place of control and pride. A place where powerful beings made decisions for entire star systems. But as the 6 humans stood in the center, something invisible changed. The air felt heavy. No one spoke for a few seconds. The alien council members looked at each other, trying to understand what they were feeling. It was not fear, not yet. But it was close. The leader of the council finally broke the silence. You said Earth did not send generals, he said slowly. Then what are you? The human in front did not answer right away. He stood still, his hands behind his back, his face calm. We are representatives, he said. The answer was simple. Too simple. The council did not like it. Representatives, another alien said with a sharp tone. You come into our ship without respect, without rank, without even proper identification, and you call yourselves representatives. The human looked at him. Yes. Again, just one word. No anger. No defense. That made it worse. The aliens were used to reactions. Fear. Anger. Pride. But these humans gave nothing. It was like speaking to something empty. The council leader leaned back in his seat, watching them closely. "Very well," he said. "Then let us speak clearly. Your colony is weak. Your people are not ready for what is coming. Surrender now, and we may allow you to survive under our control." Silence. The humans did not move. They did not even look at each other. It was as if they had already heard this many times before. One of the council members activated a large display behind him. Images filled the room. Destroyed worlds. Burning cities. Broken fleets drifting in space. "These are the civilizations that refused us," he said. "We are offering you a chance they did not get." The room went quiet again. The aliens expected shock. Fear. At least some reaction. But the humans just watched. Calm. Still. Unchanged. "Do you understand what you are seeing?" he asked. "And you still refuse to respond?" the alien asked. The human tilted his head just a little. "We are responding." The words were quiet. But they hit harder than anything else. The council leader felt a small wave of irritation. "You call this a response?" he said. "You stand there in silence while we show you your future." The human answered without hesitation. "This is not our future." The room froze. That was the first time something close to tension filled the chamber. The council leader's voice became colder. "You are either very brave, or very foolish." The human said nothing. That silence again. It was starting to feel like pressure pushing against everyone in the room. One of the younger council members lost his patience. "This is a waste of time," he snapped. "They are clearly not taking this seriously." He turned to one of the armed guards. "Show them," he ordered. The guard stepped forward. His armor made a low sound as he moved. His weapon powered on with a bright glow. He pointed it directly at the human leader. "This is your final warning," the council member said. "Kneel, or be destroyed." For a moment. Nothing happened. The human did not move. He did not even look at the weapon. The guard took another step closer. But then. He stopped. His body froze. His hands tightened around the weapon, but his arms would not move. His breathing became fast. The guard tried to speak, but his voice shook. "I can't." The entire room watched. Confused. "What are you doing?" the council member shouted. "Fire." The guard tried. He really tried. His finger pressed against the trigger. But it would not move. It was like something invisible was holding him back. The human slowly lifted his eyes and looked at the guard. Just a simple look. Nothing else. The guard's eyes widened. His breath stopped. And then. He collapsed. His weapon hit the floor with a loud sound. The chamber went completely silent. No one moved. The other guards raised their weapons, but none of them stepped forward. The council members stared at the fallen guard. "No physical attack," one of them whispered. "No energy signal." "How did he fall?" another asked. No one had an answer. The human looked away from the guard like nothing had happened. Like it was nothing important. That made it worse. The council leader slowly stood up. For the first time, there was real tension in his posture. "What did you do?" he asked. The human answered calmly. "He made a choice." The answer made no sense. The leader's eyes narrowed. "That was not a choice," he said. "That was control." The human remained silent. The leader looked around the room. For the first time in many cycles, the council was unsure. Uncertainty was something they were not used to. And they did not like it. Suddenly, an alarm sounded. Sharp. Loud. Urgent. Everyone turned. "What is happening?" the leader demanded. A voice came from the ship's system. "Security breach detected." The room froze again. "Location?" the leader asked. "Multiple locations." That was impossible. "Unknown." The lights flickered. Just for a second. But everyone saw it. The guards tightened their grip on their weapons. "This is not possible," one officer said. "The only humans on this ship are." He stopped. Slowly. Everyone in the room looked back at the 6 figures standing in the center. Still calm. Still silent. Still watching. The human leader spoke again. Softly. "You should not have asked for us." The alarm continued to echo through the ship. Louder now. Closer. And in that moment, the Alien Council finally understood one thing. This was not a meeting. This was a mistake. The alarm did not stop. It echoed through every part of the alien ship. Loud. Sharp. Constant. Inside the council chamber, no one moved for a few seconds. The sound filled the silence that had already become heavy. "Security breach detected. Security breach detected." The words repeated again and again. The Alien Council leader turned quickly to his officers. "Report," he ordered. An officer rushed to a control panel. His hands moved fast across the glowing surface. I am trying," he said, his voice tight. "The system is not clear." "What do you mean not clear?" another council member snapped. The officer swallowed. "There are intruders, but the system cannot track them." That made no sense. Every part of the ship was monitored. Every hallway, every room, every door. Nothing could move without being seen. "Show us the cameras," the leader said. The main screen in the chamber changed. Different parts of the ship appeared. Hallways. Control rooms. Weapon stations. At first, everything looked normal. Then, one screen flickered. For a split second, a shadow moved across the wall. Too fast. "Stop that," one of the council members said. The image froze. They zoomed in. Nothing. Just an empty hallway. "Play it again." The officer replayed the footage. Again, the shadow moved. Quick. Silent. Almost invisible. "That is not possible," someone whispered. Another screen changed. This time, it showed a group of elite alien soldiers moving through a corridor. Fully armed. Highly trained. They were searching. Careful. Alert. Then, the lights flickered. Just for a moment. When the lights came back, the soldiers were gone. No fight. No sound. No bodies. Just empty space. The chamber became colder. The council members stared at the screen. "What happened to them?" one asked quietly. No one answered. Just absence. Like they were never there. The council leader slowly turned his head. His eyes moved back to the 6 humans standing in the center of the room. They had not moved. Not even a step. "Explain this," the leader said, his voice low but firm. The human leader looked at him. Calm. Always calm. "You already understand," he said. The answer made something twist inside the leader's mind. "No," the leader said sharply. "I do not understand. You came here alone. The human tilted his head slightly. Did we? Silence. That one question changed everything. The council members looked at each other. Then back at the screens. Then back at the humans. You are saying, one of them began, but could not finish. The human stepped forward. Just one step. The guards around the room reacted instantly. Weapons raised. Eyes locked. But none of them fired. None of them moved closer. They only watched. The human spoke again. You asked for generals, he said. His voice was still soft. Controlled. But Earth does not send generals to problems like this. He paused. The alarms continued in the background. We send solutions. The word echoed in the minds of everyone in the room. Solutions. Not soldiers. Not leaders. Solutions. Another screen changed. This time, it showed a secure command room deep inside the ship. Heavy doors. Strong defenses. The best of the best were stationed there. Then. The screen went dark. Not damaged. Not broken. Just, gone. The system could not even show the room anymore. It's like they are removing parts of the ship, the officer said, fear now clear in his voice. That is impossible, another replied. No one can do that without detection. The human leader looked at them. You built your systems to track threats you understand, he said. A pause. We are not one of them. The council leader felt his control slipping. For the first time in many cycles, he did not feel in charge. What are you? He demanded. The human did not answer immediately. He looked around the room. At the guards. At the council. At the screens showing fear and confusion. Then he spoke. We are what happens when a species learns from every war it survives. The words were simple. But they carried weight. Heavy weight. Another alarm sounded. Different this time. Core systems failing. The officer's hands moved faster. I cannot stop it, he said. Something is inside the network. How? The leader shouted. There was no breach. The human answered quietly. There was. All eyes turned to him. When you let us dock, he continued, you let more than just us enter. The room went silent again. Cold realization spread. The humans did not come alone. They never planned to. This was not a meeting. This was an operation. The council leader took a step back. You tricked us, he said. The human shook his head slightly. No. Another pause. You underestimated us. That hurt more. Because it was true. The alien empire had seen many species. Weak ones. Loud ones. Proud ones. But never something like this. Never something so quiet. And so dangerous. On the screen, another video appeared. A dark corridor. Something moved. This time, it was clearer. A figure. Human. But not like the 6 in the room. This one moved fast. Too fast for normal eyes. In one smooth motion, it passed 2 armed guards. And they dropped before they could react. No struggle. No sound. Just perfect execution. The video ended. No one spoke. The council member who had laughed earlier now looked pale. These are not soldiers, he whispered again. The human leader heard him. Yes, he said. A pause. Then he added. We told you. The alarms kept ringing. The ship was no longer under control. Not theirs. And deep inside, every member of the Alien Council felt the same thing now. Not confusion. Not anger. Not even shock. This was something else. Something they had never truly felt before. Fear. Real fear. The human leader gave one final look at the council. "You wanted to talk about surrender," he said. His voice was still calm. Still steady. "But you never asked the right question." The leader of the council slowly spoke. His voice was no longer strong. "What question?" The human answered. "Who should surrender?" Silence. Heavy. Deep. Final. And in that moment, the truth was fully revealed. The humans were never here to negotiate. They were here to end something. The alarms kept screaming across the ship. Red lights flashed again and again. Every hallway, every control room, every hidden corner of the alien vessel felt the same rising pressure. But now, it was different. This was no longer a warning. This was fear. Inside the council chamber, no one spoke. The truth had already settled in their minds. Whatever had entered their ship, was not something they could control. The council leader straightened himself, trying to regain authority. "All units," he said loudly, activating the ship-wide channel. "Full lockdown. Seal every section. No one moves without command. Find the intruders and eliminate them." His voice echoed through the ship. For a brief moment, it felt like control was returning. But only for a moment. Massive metal doors slammed shut across the ship. Security fields activated. Weapon systems powered up. Elite alien soldiers moved quickly into position. These were not regular guards. These were the best warriors of the Empire, trained for the most dangerous battles. If anything could stop the humans, it would be them. In one long corridor, a unit of 6 elite soldiers advanced slowly. Their weapons were ready. Their eyes scanned every shadow. "Stay close," the leader whispered. "They are fast." Another soldier nodded. "We saw the footage. No mistakes." They reached a corner. The lights flickered once. Then went dark. Complete darkness. "Switch to thermal," the leader ordered. Their helmets adjusted instantly. Now the world was red and black. Shapes became clear again. The corridor looked empty. Too empty. "Move," the leader said. They took one step forward. And something moved behind them. Too fast to see. The last soldier in the line suddenly stopped. His body stiffened. "Wait," he said quietly. The others turned. "What is it?" He didn't answer. His weapon slowly lowered. Then he dropped. Gone before he hit the floor. The others spun around, aiming in every direction. "Contact," one shouted. But there was nothing. No enemy. No sound. Only their own breathing. "Where is it?" another yelled. Then another one fell. No warning. No attack they could see. Just gone. The unit broke formation. Fear took control. They fired into the darkness. Bright flashes filled the corridor. But they were shooting at nothing. One by one, they disappeared. Until the corridor was silent again. Back in the council chamber, the situation grew worse. Unit 7 lost. Unit 12 not responding. Sector 4 is offline. Reports came in faster now. Each one worse than the last. The officer at the control panel was shaking. "We are losing control," he said. "They are everywhere." "That is impossible," one council member shouted. There are only 6 humans. The human leader standing in the center of the room spoke calmly. Not 6. Everyone turned to him. Then he added. Enough. Those words sent a chill through the room. The humans were no longer hiding. They were moving. Fast. Silent. Perfect. In another part of the ship, a heavy security door exploded open, not from force, but from within its own system. It simply unlocked and opened. 2 alien soldiers stood inside the room. Confused. Did you open that? One asked. No. He never finished. A shadow passed between them. Both fell instantly. No sound. No fight. Elsewhere, a group of engineers tried to shut down the system breach. It's spreading, one said. We can't stop it. Suddenly, the screens around them went black. All at once. Then one line of text appeared. Run. Before they could react. The lights went out. Inside the council chamber, the humans had still not moved. Not even once. But everything happening on the ship was because of them. The council leader stared at the human in front. You planned this, he said quietly. How? The human answered. You are not the first. Silence. That answer was worse than anything else. This had happened before. Other species. Other ships. The same result. The humans were not reacting. They were repeating something they had already mastered. Prepare my transport, the council leader suddenly ordered. I am leaving this ship. An officer quickly responded. Sir, all escape routes are locked. What? The leader snapped. We cannot open them. The system is not responding. The leader turned slowly toward the humans. You did this. The human gave a small nod. Yes. The leader's voice grew sharp again. You think you can trap us here? The human answered in the same calm tone. You are already trapped. The alarms began to fade. Not because the danger was gone. But because the systems were shutting down. One by one. Lights dimmed. Screens went dark. Weapons lost power. The great alien ship was dying. And there was nothing they could do. The council members looked around, panic now clear on their faces. This was no longer a fight. This was a hunt. And they were not the hunters. They were the prey. One council member whispered, his voice shaking. They are not soldiers. Another finished the thought. They are predators. The human leader heard them. He looked at them one last time. Then he spoke. No. A pause. Then, in a cold, steady voice. We are the end of predators. Silence filled the room again. But this time. It was not heavy. It was final. And across the ship, in the dark and broken halls. The hunt continued. The ship was quiet now. Not completely silent, but close. The loud alarms were gone. The flashing red lights had faded into a dull glow. Many systems had already shut down. The great alien vessel, once full of power and control, now felt empty. Broken. Inside the council chamber, the air was heavy with fear. The alien leaders were no longer calm. Their perfect order was gone. Their confidence had disappeared. Only the 6 humans still stood the same. Still calm. Still in control. The council leader slowly stepped forward. His movements were no longer strong. There was tension in every step. What do you want? He asked. His voice was lower now. Not commanding. Not proud. Just, careful. The human leader looked at him. For a moment, he said nothing. Then he spoke. This was never about what we want. The answer confused the council. Then why are you here? Another member asked quickly. Why attack us? The human's eyes moved across the room. He looked at each of them. Then he gave his answer. To stop you. Simple. Clear. Final. The council leader shook his head. You came onto our ship. You killed our soldiers. You shut down our systems, and you say you are stopping us. The human did not react to the anger. Yes, he said calmly. That is exactly what we are doing. The room went quiet again. The alien leader took a slow breath. You could have talked, he said. You could have negotiated. The human answered immediately. We tried. That made the council freeze. Tried, one of them repeated. The human nodded slightly. We sent signals. Warnings. Data. No one in the room spoke. Because they all knew the truth. Those signals had been ignored. The alien empire did not listen to weak voices. They only listened to power. The human continued. You destroy weaker species. You take their worlds. You remove anything that resists. Each sentence landed harder than the last. The council leader's face tightened. That is how order is kept, he said. That is how empires survive. The human tilted his head slightly. No, he said. That is how they end. Silence. Deep and sharp. Another system in the ship shut down. The lights dimmed even more. Shadows grew longer across the chamber. The council members felt it. They were losing everything. One of them stepped forward suddenly. You call yourselves protectors, he said. You came here and killed without warning. The human looked at him. We gave you a warning, he said. When we arrived. The council member stopped. His mind went back to that moment. The silence. The strange feeling. The unease. That was the warning. They just did not understand it. The human leader took one small step forward. Now, he stood closer to the council. We are not soldiers, he said again. We are not here for war. He paused. Then added. We are here for balance. That word changed everything. Balance. The council leader frowned. You think you can control the galaxy? He asked. The human shook his head. No. Another pause. We stop those who try. The meaning was clear now. Humans were not trying to rule. They were not trying to conquer. They were doing something else. Something far more dangerous. They were deciding who should be stopped. The council leader felt cold. You see yourselves as judges, he said. The human replied. No. A pause. Then. We see patterns. That answer was even worse. Because patterns could not be argued with. Patterns were facts. And the alien empire knew its own pattern very well. Expand. Destroy. Control. Repeat. The human continued. We watched you. For a long time. We learned everything. The council members looked at each other. Fear grew deeper. This was not a sudden attack. This was planned. Studied. Perfect. You chose this, the human said quietly. The council leader shook his head again. No, he said. We are strong. That is why we survive. The human looked at him directly. No, he repeated. You are predictable. That word hit harder than any weapon. Predictable. Easy to understand. Easy to stop. The council leader's shoulders lowered slightly. For the first time. He looked tired. What happens now? He asked. The human answered without delay. You leave. The room froze. Leave, one council member said. Just like that? The human nodded. Yes. The council leader narrowed his eyes. And if we don't? The human did not change his expression. Then we finish this. Half the systems were gone. His soldiers were gone. His ship was no longer his. He understood. This was not a threat. This was the final option. You would let us go? He asked. The human gave a small nod. We are not here to destroy you. A pause. Only to stop you. The council leader closed his eyes for a moment. Thinking. Calculating. But there was nothing left to calculate. The result was clear. They had lost. Not in a battle. But in something much deeper. They had been understood. And because of that, they had been defeated. The leader opened his eyes again. Slowly. What is this, to you? He asked quietly. A war. The human looked at him. For the first time, there was a slight change in his expression. Not emotion. But something close. No, he said. A pause. Then he finished. This is a message. Silence filled the room one last time. And every alien there understood it. This was not just about them. This was a warning. For anyone. Anywhere. Who thought they could take without consequence. The humans were not coming to rule. They were coming to end the ones who tried. And now. The message had been delivered. The alien ship drifted in silence. Not the calm silence of control. But the heavy silence of defeat. Many systems were still offline. Lights were dim. Whole sections of the ship no longer responded. What was once a symbol of power now looked weak, like something that had survived a storm, but could not fight back again. Not by a fleet. 6 quiet figures in black uniforms, still standing in the center of the room. The council leader slowly took a deep breath. His voice, when he finally spoke, was calm, but it had changed. It was no longer filled with pride. We will leave, he said. The words felt heavy. Final. No one argued. No one resisted. For the first time in their long history, the alien empire chose to step back. The human leader gave a small nod. Good, he said. That was all. No victory speech. No threats. Just one word. The council leader looked at him carefully. You could have destroyed us, he said. You still can. The human did not deny it. Yes. A simple answer. That made the truth even clearer. The aliens were alive not because they were strong. But because the humans allowed it. The council leader lowered his head slightly. Not in respect. But in understanding. We will remember this, he said. The human replied. That is the point. Hours later, the alien ship began to move. Slowly at first. Then faster. It turned away from the human colony world and entered deep space. No attack. No final strike. Just retreat. But before they left the system, the alien council sent a message. Not just to one world. Not just to one species. But across their entire network. Across every system they controlled. Across the galaxy. The message was simple. Do not engage with Earth. Do not threaten human worlds. Do not test them. A pause. Then the final line. They do not send armies. They send something worse. The message spread fast. Faster than any fleet. Faster than any war. And everywhere it reached, it carried the same feeling. Fear. Not fear of destruction. But fear of something unknown. Something unseen. Something unstoppable. Far from the alien ship, the small human vessel waited. Silent. Hidden in the dark. As if it had always been there. As if it had never moved at all. Inside, everything was calm. No alarms. No damage. No noise. The 6 humans returned one by one. No one saw how. No one detected them. One moment, they were gone from the alien ship. The next. They were back. Like shadows returning to the dark. They walked through the ship without speaking. No celebration. No pride. No sign that anything important had happened. Just quiet steps. Controlled movement. Perfect order. The human leader entered the command room. A soft light turned on as he stepped inside. A voice spoke from the system. Mission complete. He gave a small nod. Yes. Another pause. Threat level. The system processed for a moment. Then answered. Reduced. That was enough. No more questions. No more discussion. To them. This was not a victory. This was routine. As the ship slowly turned away from the system, the stars outside stretched into long lines of light. The human leader stood near the viewing panel. Looking out into space. Silent. One of the other humans stepped closer. Will they come back? He asked. The leader thought for a moment. Then answered. No. A pause. They learned. The other human nodded. That was always the goal. Not destruction. Learning. Fear was not the weapon. Understanding was. The galaxy was full of powerful species. Strong fleets. Advanced weapons. Endless wars. But humans had become something different. They did not fight for power. They did not fight for control. They watched. They learned. And when the time came, they acted. Fast. Precise. Final. In distant systems, the story began to spread. Whispers in hidden channels. Rumors between traders. Warnings passed in silence. Humans are weak, some still said. They are emotional. They are divided. But others shook their heads. No, they replied. You have not seen them. They do not fight like us. They do not think like us. They do not come with armies. A pause. Then the truth. They come when it is already over. Back in the darkness of space, the human ship disappeared without a trace. No signal. No path. No evidence. Only one thing remained behind. A message burned into the minds of those who survived. Humanity does not start wars. They decide when they end.